really just want to let you know from a heartfelt standpoint how important it's been for you to be with us and for our managers and the folks in our region. And we know you think that's part of your job and everybody does that, but that's not really the case. You've gone above and beyond as a public servant to the state and to our folks, and we appreciate that.
Sure thing. Well, with that, I really, I can't say it enough, just how incredibly humbled, and I'm glad you guys couldn't see me when you first announced this, because I got a little misty-eyed. I've been at this for 34 years, starting with Terry Sanford, literally 34 years and 10 days ago in DC. So he has been my, my template for public service. I've got to tell you that reading and knowing a little bit about Randal Billings, the fact that the award mentions his vision, but more specifically his being an empathetic leader, touched me all the more as with the award. So it means a tremendous amount, and to be in the company certainly with Kelly, who's given a lot, and to Kyle means a great deal. And I think I mentioned before that with our Intergovernmental Affairs team in Raleigh, I accept this on behalf of the entire team, to include my boss Jordan Richard, Laura Stallings, Jim McCluskey, those two run our DC office, Drew Christie, who runs the Western office, and Mary Jo Alco, who runs our Eastern office. Those guys, oftentimes I'm on the phone with them almost immediately after we hang up, sharing information, but also getting some of the answers to the questions that you all provide me. So I accept it on their behalf, and really value tremendously the work that you all do every day. You're on the front line, and if anything I've learned in terms of transitioning from federal government to local government is that it's hand to hand every day, and I really do appreciate and value everything you all do daily. So thank you.
Well, and thank you. As we've moved through this, we've seen our role as helping to coordinate, just like you do on a statewide level, for 74 member governments here in this region. And your constancy on those calls, and then taking the feedback, taking the questions, and always being so good at getting those responses back to us quickly so that Kay can get them out to our folks. It's just allowed our folks to be effective in serving their citizens, helping their elected officials make good decisions as they look at additional efforts that they would take to help us in this situation. And it's an unprecedented experience for all of us. As we've done this, folks deal with hurricanes over a few days and then clean up over months, and they deal with tornadoes. And this has been something that you started engaging with us back in March. And has been this ongoing, and will be an ongoing issue for us as we, I think, even move into the spring. And it has just taken a different level of connection that I don't think that we've really thought about in the past, and we've had to make up as we've gone along. And if you had not been that connection for us, I think our folks would not have been able to be as effective with that. And so, again, I just don't want it to go unsaid that we're all making this up as we've gone along.
Sure.
And it could have been a one out for you, or joining us every once in a while, but joining us every time over and over and keeping that constant contact, I think, has allowed folks to feel confident and build that relationship. And I know some of those folks are calling you directly now and things like that. And that's really where you want to be, and where we need to be with our folks. Any other thoughts that you have as far as kind of moving forward and just communications in general, and kind of what your strategy is from the governor's office? I think it's proved to be very effective for us.
Well, you touched on a couple of things, particularly the individual outreach. But if anything, the pandemic has taught us, I hesitate to use the term, the new norm, but the importance, even after the pandemic, of doing these type meetings semi-regularly, if it's once a month or what have you. But one of the things learned in reaching out to my colleagues was they too had been doing them, and had given me tips on things to add and to say, which is again, it's the importance of of sharing information, not just from you all and my hearing it, but to share it with them so they know what's taking place in other parts of the state. And the note that Matt sent about my time with Mayor Fox. All of this is kind of coming back, and you can't overstress the importance of regionalism. And just one anecdotal story is about the Yadkin River Veterans Memorial Bridge and the process. I guess the last steps was getting the Tiger Grant for that. Fox was on the city council, and forest transportation was one of his specialties. And of course, when he became mayor, it was still a high priority for the region. And that regional effort did get us over the line with getting the Tiger Grant to complete that bridge. But the main takeaway, though, was when Fox became Secretary of Transportation, he took that that lesson learned about regionalism with him to the Secretary's office, and it became the standard for any Tiger Grant or any other applicant for any program, that you had to play ball regionally. And if you saw evidence of it not happening, that was a non-starter. And it is, I think, something that's still practiced within the Department of Transportation today. And so I say that because it was a lesson learned from him here, and for me too. I'm not sure if you knew, but I actually ran the Intergovernmental Affairs program up at USDOT, and that's a lesson that I took away. So, and again, anecdotally, I guess there's a little parochialism with the Triad too, because of having been born in Graham and spent some formative years there. I won't go on record as saying you're my favorite, but you guys, you're near and dear to me. So.
Well, I love, as I saw you were the student body president at Chapel Hill, where I got my
gosh, yeah.
that got into information to me. I will tell you that I was surprised Matt gave that to me, because he's kind of turned a little state red on us down here. But I appreciated it. I just want you to know that. And
Sure.
For 3 senators and working for congressmen and the Department of Transportation and the mayor's office in Charlotte, I sometimes people get to a specific place for a specific reason, and you've been the right person because of your background and your skills, certainly for the challenges we face this year. And we appreciate you and look forward to continuing that relationship moving forward.
Well, I've been blessed with that stuff. And